Hey everybody, welcome back to Jeff Bull Central. We're doing another game review for you today. This is Anno 117, the year 117 AD, Pax Romana, which is the newest of the Anno series, which is Ubisoft's kind of historical city builder simulator type thing, yeah, where you're kind of an administrator in a historical culture with a historical population and a historical amount of crap to have to deal with, like manufacturing all sorts of things and keeping your citizenry happy and fighting wars, keeping them protected, keeping them safe, all sorts of stuff, dealing with other foreign leaders and things. So I played the last one, which was Anno 1800, which was more in the European late colonial period, right? If you know anything about world history, the year 1800 is very different from the year 117 because in the ancient world, there really only was one powerhouse at this time. As Russell Crowe says in Gladiator, Rome is the light.
Rome is the light. Yet you have never been there.
And so what's great about this game is that it actually takes kind of incredible pains to really simulate this world. First of all, it looks really, really nice. I'm playing on Xbox Series X, by the way. Call me a glutton for punishment. It's actually a very complex system that is at play here. Once you unlock all the things, there are radial menus within radial menus. There are options within options. There are tooltips. There's just a ton of button commands that you've got to memorize. And on a gamepad, it's slightly torturous at first, just slightly.
You accept this great honor that I have offered you? With all my heart, no.
But I found that actually the best mode in this specific, in Anno 117, is the open sandbox. It's really, really cool. It's like, okay, so first of all, let me tell you why this story is not quite as engrossing. It's a little dry. They have these cool kind of character models that kind of pop up. You play like a female governor whose husband is actually the governor of this province that they give you. But the thing is, he's sick, quote unquote. Well, you find out he's actually dead and that she's been getting lied to, and now she has to lie, basically, right? So, I mean, that sounds like a cool setup, and it's not like it's not. It's just I kept going like, just get me through this dialogue, man. I want to get back to my cities or my colonies, because that's really the meat of it. The story's cool, and it adds a nice dimension to it, but it really is just an excuse to go back and plunk down more houses for the plebeians and stuff, so you can get your taxes up, so you can build the next great architectural wonder, right?
Help! Help! I'm being repressed! Bloody peasant! Oh, what a giveaway!
But let me tell you something. That sandbox mode is way cool, and I will tell you why. Usually sandbox implies complete openness, but that is not what this is. This is a complete openness with objectives that you don't have to follow, I suppose, but when you do follow them, what you find out is that you're getting all the milestones of the narrative mode without having to choose through the dialogue, right? It's like the best of both worlds. It's guided. It still gets you from the more Roman style province, which I think is called Albion or something like that. You advance to the other side of the world because there's the more kind of Greco-Roman style, Mediterranean style island thing. And then there's a Northern European thing where you would have found like the Celtic peoples, the Gauls, Northern Europe, right? And there is a difference in the way that you play each region. And indeed in one game, both in the story mode and in this open world mode, you get to use both.
Busy little bee.
And you can have a lot of colonies, especially in the open world mode. It really is kind of the cool way to play it, man. I had 3 different ones going. I had 2 in the Greco-Roman world, and I had 1 up in the Northern European. You can flip between them on the fly. There's a loading screen, but it's not so bad. And so the differences between playing them is pretty cool because in the more Greco-Roman style islands, you do traditional cultivation, olives, things like that, And then up in the Northern European stuff, there's a lot of marsh type growing type stuff. You got to put eels. You got to cultivate eel growth. The other cool thing is that the populations are different. What they want is different. The Romans like order and structure and public works and things like that.
The aqueduct? What? The aqueduct?
Whereas kind of the Northern European set, they like their taverns and they like their gathering places. So it's cool, but I won't say it's perfect. For one, on Xbox, it is a new game, and I know Ubi's gonna patch it because they patch their stuff like crazy. It is glitchy. I had it crash a couple times, back to loading. I also had entire tools that would just stop working. And it wasn't often, but often enough that I would be like, oh, cool, I got to go back and reload it. It has an autosave feature, but it's not as in these style games. You know, it's like every 5 minutes. So you could still lose a little work if something like this happens. It was always fixable by reloading the game or restarting the game from home screen, but it happens, okay? At least on Xbox it does. The other thing about it is that in classic Ubisoft fashion, and this is a harder criticism to nail down, but let me try. There's just an air of good enough.
I deserve good things. I am entitled to my share of happiness.
But not anything beyond that, if that makes sense. That's just Ubi, man. They've always been that way. They hedge their bets on their products. They make stuff that's like just good enough, but see, if we put any more imagination or money or just, you know, our oomph, because they are a powerhouse. And don't get me wrong, I'm not trashing Ubisoft. I play a lot of Ubisoft games. I mean, look, trust me, I've been around the block. I don't hate them, but you have to admit that like the average Assassin's Creed, or the average, even the average Far Cry, even though there's great ones, the average Far Cry, it always leaves you just a little disappointed because they didn't go for the real gold of like something really cool or creative or visually stunning, or even just exciting because it doesn't develop the ideas any further than the last one did, right? This is a different game from Anno 1800 just because of the historical setting. Like I said, Rome is different from colonial Europe, but you do wish, at least with the story mode, that's an example that they could have pushed that a little bit further. They didn't though, so that's fair. But you know what? In light of all of that, I like a good history game. I'm a history buff. My dad and my brother is an archaeologist. My dad is a history nut, so I grew up loving history, right? And so I like stuff like this, and I like city builders. Ever since I was a kid, I've been hooked on city builders. Thank you, SimCity, in the computer lab during school. So there's nothing here that I don't like in principle, but the glitchiness and Ubisoft's proclivity to just kind of do enough, okay? To do the average rather than the exceptional in most cases, to hedge their bets financially, come on. It's not a big secret. They're a company. This is how they make their money. I'm gonna give Anno 117 Pax Romana, I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. You could make the case for 8, and see, 7 to me isn't so bad that I'd never play it, but I don't think you're gonna find anything super special. If you love history and you love Rome, and a lot of people do, and if you love city builders, it's a good city builder. I love how easy it is to like place roads around the whole structure. I love how easy it is to pick up and drop a building that you put in the wrong place. It's good. It is a steep learning curve on the gamepad, and I suspect even on a mouse and keyboard there's a lot to know. But once you get it, it's fun, but it's not anything beyond what you're expecting. Fair enough? So that's it. Anno 117 gets a 7 out of 10. Like the video that you just watched. Subscribe. This is a demand, okay? The Romans made demands. Subscribe to the channel, and then why don't you just go ahead and watch some kind of Rome programming. Not Spartacus, because that's filthy. That's filthy. And I don't want you watching nothing filthy.
Especially his...
Or the Rome miniseries on HBO from way back. You know what? Let's stick to documentaries. You have a good day. Pax Vini Vidi Vici.